What we have here is a really solid 4K HDR mini LED TV from Samsung. Was there really any question that would be the case? Welcome back everyone, I'm Caleb Dennison, and today I'll be reviewing the Samsung QN90B 4K HDR mini LED backlit TV. Now, as I've said in the past, I wasn't really blown away by mini LED backlighting, at least when it first came out. But to be fair, I think that's because I had some unfair expectations, and I applied those expectations to first-gen technology. Hopefully things have changed a little bit. Anyway, I want to take a good look at the QN90B and how it handles its backlighting, yes, but there is so much more going on with this TV that needs to be talked about. So let's not waste any time. Before I dig into it, and while the cute little graphic reminder to like and subscribe is going on down there, you may notice I'm not in my usual TV review studio. That's because I flew across the country to visit Samsung's facilities in New Jersey in order to review this TV as well as the QN90B 8K TV. The reason why is a little inside baseball, but the short version is that there are no review samples shipping out to reviewers, so the reviewers are shipping to the TVs right now. Kind of backward, but it's what we've got going on. To give credit where it's due, Samsung gave me a reset TV just like it comes out of the box and left me alone in here to do what I needed to do. I was able to take some measurements and spend some time watching the TV, but not nearly as much time as I usually take. Now, I feel pretty confident with my takeaway here, but there's some deep dive stuff I won't be able to get into this time since time is limited. Just wanted to set the scene. Okay, now let's talk about the QN90B. First off, for any of you who may have stumbled upon some of the firmware update drama that's been going on with this particular TV model, everything is fine now. This TV, along with the QN900B, are running firmware 1204 as I record this, and more importantly, the backlight local dimming system, all of it appears to be working just fine indeed. Good news for everyone. And since I'm already treading into TV enthusiast territory, that must mean it's time for numbers for Nit-Nerds, where I discuss some of the data I got when measuring the TV, then immediately follow that with a disclaimer about how it doesn't tell the whole story. If you want to skip this part, you can do that using the time codes down in the description. So in my testing, the TV got nice and bright in both SDR and HDR. I did most of my measuring using the filmmaker mode picture preset, but I also used the movie preset to check some peak brightness numbers and such just to kind of compare them. And pretty much no matter what picture preset I was in, I was able to clock this TV at right around 1200 nits peak sustained, testing with anywhere from a 1 to 10% window. Full field, it held up to about 640 nits, which is also impressive. Now, whether watching SDR or HDR, I was quite satisfied with the brightness. Definitely good enough to be called a bright room TV, but not like blow you away with brightness like the Samsung 8K QLEDs can do, or Sony Z9K, or even Vizio's PQX. All of them can like really blow you away. So it's not quite that ridiculous, but then again, you aren't paying ridiculous level prices for this TV. Now, obviously it's tempting to compare the QN90B to the Sony X95K, and I will be doing that soon. But where peak brightness is concerned, the QN90B came in just a little bit lower than the almost 1500 nit Sony X95K did. However, that is hardly a meaningful difference in brightness. Again, I'll talk about that more in the comparison. Back to the QN90B. It balances its peak brightness potential with very good local dimming control of its mini LED backlights. Again, it's not on the same level as its 8K Neo QLED cousins in terms of approaching OLED-like black levels and absence of blooming, but it is still very strong and quite competitive with other LED TVs in its class, especially when you consider its off-angle performance. That, my friends, is where the QN90B really cinches it for me. I see a lot of TVs where the performance dead on is super strong, but the performance off angle is like atrocious. And the QN90B avoids that nasty mistake quite well. More people in your home will get that awesome picture quality, not just the 1 or 2 people who luck out with the best seats in the house. And that counts for a lot with me. So right there, I feel like the QN90B is already in a really strong position. Now, in terms of accuracy, there's good news and then confusing news. So the white balance in SDR right out of the box was stupid good in filmmaker mode. And yeah, I get it. It's supposed to be good in filmmaker mode, right? But it so rarely is. And here, the white point was right at D65 right out of the box, no need to touch anything, which is a great start. In HDR, the white balance was a little bit off, but it always is on an LED TV, and it didn't take a whole lot to dial it in. Now, as for the gamma and the EOTF tracking, that's where we measure whether the TV tracks brightness as it should, according to the instructions it gets. Well, that was a little more inconsistent. It didn't just change based on the changing window sizes. It just behaved oddly. Now, I was told to expect some variance panel to panel, but this isn't something I've seen before when measuring, especially not in a Samsung TV, and I'm kind of still over here shrugging my shoulders. I'm gonna have to get into that in the deep dive review, but as you'll soon see here, those odd readings weren't really apparent when I watched the TV with normal content. Color accuracy and color volume were impressive and right in line with what I would expect from a TV in this price class. A great showing, but if you want better, you can get better. You'll just have to pay through the nose to get it. I will say that the Sony X95K tracks color a little bit more accurately on balance, but would you ever know it wasn't accurate just watching the TV? Most of you wouldn't because the errors are so slight. The color looks great on this TV. That's the takeaway. Motion, for the most part, it's fine. Good even, but you will see stutter in slow panning shots if you don't turn on motion smoothing, which I never do. Now, it's due to the TV's super fast pixel response time, which is kind of hard to fault it for, but stutter is a thing that bothers folks, so know that you do get a bit of it on this TV. Okay, so I did not get to do any gaming on this TV, but I can tell you that I know, based on a few stats and some inside info, this TV is going to be highly desirable to gamers. First off, the HDR performance is very strong. The black levels take a bit of a hit in game mode. You don't get as good local dimming performance in the game mode, but you don't lose local dimming when it goes into VRR mode either. It's got super low input lag, around 6 milliseconds at 120 Hertz and 11 milliseconds at 60 Hertz, and you get 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs. Also, this TV is going to support Samsung's Gaming Hub when it launches. While I can't give you specifics about that until details are officially announced, I'm here to tell you right now, it's going to be a game changer. And I don't even mind using that pun. Seriously, get ready for some big announcements that will kick this TV up a few notches with gamers. That right there elevates this TV. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you've got a gaming PC that can do it, this TV will get up to 144 Hertz. Just saying. Sound quality on this TV it's fine. I'm not as impressed as I am with the Samsung S95B OLED TV, and it's not on the same level as the 85-inch QN90B I also tested today, but it's totally decent as opposed to the horrible sound you get on many other TVs these days. I would say probably just get a soundbar. Some other touch points I wanted to mention. I like the remote a lot, especially the solar charging and the radio wave charging. That's just a trip I can't get over. I like that it has a simple layout. I just wish I could remap some of those keys. And I mostly wish I could remap some of those keys because I am not totally in love with the new Tizen layout. I don't like how much clicking I have to do just to get to my input list. And I also felt like I had to do too much clicking to get to the picture settings menu. In fact, overall, just too much clicking around. I want a different layout. On the other hand, Tizen remains really powerful, and the new smart calibration feature, which uses certain phones with great cameras to help calibrate the TV, totally does a decent job. So in terms of usability, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I wish I had a stronger endorsement there because overall, I really like this TV. You get great brightness, solid backlight control with good black levels, a bit of black crush, but that wasn't an issue most of the time I watched it. The color is totally impressive. As a gaming TV goes, it's outstanding. I mean, overall, this is just a really solid, impressive TV from Samsung that delivers what you would expect out of a premium 4K LED TV, and then some. I knew the competition was going to be tight this year, but until I saw the QN90B here, I didn't have a firm feel for just how tight it would be. It's another short-list TV though, no doubt about it. I'll have to put it up against the best from the competition, and I suspect that in several key areas, the QN90B is going to be coming out on top. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. What do you think about the Samsung QN90B here? And are you looking forward to its comparison to the Sony X95K? I imagine you are. Let me know about that down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And here's 2 other videos I think you'll like.